How you guys doing today? Today, I want to talk about the power of a pay to delete letter. So stay tuned. My name is Jay, and welcome to Ask a Debt Collector. Now, I've been in the debt collection industry for over 15 years. I've done it all, from skip tracing to collecting to management, and I've owned 2 debt collection agencies. For the past 8 years, I've been the go-to guy for friends and family for questions regarding debt and credit, and now I want to be that person for you. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments section. I promise I'll answer those questions. Let's go. Be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you guys for everyone who's done it constantly. If you have any ideas with regards to some videos that you wanted me to talk about on some topics concerning debt or credit, put those down in the comments, and I'll definitely look into doing some videos on that. Now, a pay to delete letter can be a very, very powerful tool. The key is it has to be used correctly, right? So I'll briefly explain, some of the nuances with regards to this pay to delete, how it works, and when the best time it is to use a pay to delete letter. Now, understand with the pay to delete letter, the reason why this is such a popular topic and such a important thing is with that pay to delete letter, once you agree with the debt collection agency to pay the account off, and they agree on a pay to delete, once you've obviously satisfied whatever the arrangement is that you have with that debt collection agency, the account is removed. That bad trademark on your credit report is moved. That charge off is moved. And once it's removed, it's almost as if it was never there. And because of that, your FICO score will go up tremendously. So that's the importance of having it. Now, before getting so excited about the pay to delete letter, there's a few things I want you guys to understand with regards to the pay to delete letter. One of the things is every company doesn't accept a pay to delete letter. One of the main reasons why is just because of how accounts are reported on your credit report and some of the laws that they have with regards to TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian with regards to removing accounts off of your credit report. Nevertheless, it never hurts to ask for it because of the great benefits that come when your request for a pay to delete actually happens. Now, before sending out a pay to delete letter, you have to make sure you've done your due diligence. Number one, you want to verify and make sure that the account that you're trying to send a pay to delete letter is actually yours, that there's no discrepancies within the account, i.e. The account numbers are wrong, the open date is wrong, and so on and so forth. One of the best ways to check that information is to look at your correspondence. Obviously, if we were talking about a credit card, you want to make sure that the original account number matches the actual credit card number that you have. Because a lot of times when accounts are placed on your credit report, prior to actually paying the account, you may find out that there's some discrepancies within the account itself. Or in a lot of cases, I've seen a lot of people who get these payday loans, they may get a bunch of them and they don't verify that that payday loan was actually theirs, and they end up paying on something that was never their account in the first place. And you could have saved yourself a lot of time by actually disputing that. Now, ultimately, there are 2 ways to actually request for a pay to delete letter. For myself, and probably because I've been in the debt collection industry, I know a lot of times as a consumer, you don't want to deal with the debt collection agency at all. You want to avoid them as much as possible. You don't want to talk to them on the phone and so forth. And a lot of people out here, they'll tell you not to contact them. Now, in the event that they did contact you, one of the best ways to get that pay to delete letter is in the negotiation, right? So let's say you have a $1,000 account, right? And you're able to get them to settle at 50 cents on the dollar. So basically, you're able to get them to settle at $500. You're willing, obviously, you've done your due diligence. You have the money in hand to actually pay the debt collection agency off today is what I recommend. You make sure you have the money in hand and ready to pay during your negotiation of the account. So as you're haggling back and forth with regards to the debt itself, it's pretty cool to be able to get a discount on the account, as well as a final resort. One of the things that I recommend that consumers do is that you let them know once you've gotten the account down to the amount, or you've gone back and forth with regards to getting the best discount off of your debt. After that is done, so you want to wait till that happens. It could be 5, 10, 15 minutes of going back and forth. Then before you actually pay, you let them know like, hey, I can pay with a check by phone, or I have a credit card by phone. I can take care of it now. The only last thing is you hit them with the pay to delete. You say, hey, I need this removed off of my credit report as if it was never there. I need a pay to delete from this account. And a lot of times after haggling back and forth with regards to the account, the reason why I say to do that live on the phone is because at that time span, once we as a debt collector have placed you on hold, we talked to our boss, we negotiated, and we were like, okay, we're able to get the balance down low, to go back to him and say, hey, now we need a pay to delete in order to get this check. But this guy, he's highly motivated, he's gonna pay, he has a check by phone or a credit card by phone, he's gonna pay it. Then a lot of times with regards to that, I've seen where companies who typically don't do a pay to delete will do it because the money's on the line and they want the money now, right? And so that's very key. That's one way to do it when you have them on the phone. I know a lot of people don't like to do that, but I feel that that's the best way to do so, coming from the other side. I've seen that happen in debt collection companies. I've worked for them where we don't do a pay to delete, but I'm haggling with someone as far as a negotiation goes on the account, and then they hit me with that. I place them on hold. I go to my boss, and in situations like that, the chances of it happening are a lot more greater. Another way is just to send the company a blind pay to delete letter, right? I have a free copy down below with regards to the pay to delete if you want to do something like that. That's another way to do so. Ultimately, always send a pay to delete letter or always request for a pay to delete when you're negotiating your account. It doesn't hurt you. All you'll either find out is that they do it or they don't do it, right? But you want to do that in the beginning. So if you mail them a letter, a lot of times debt collection agencies, it is a great time to do that because let's say you got a demand letter in the mail, right? A first demand letter gives you 30 days to dispute the validity of the debt. You know it's your debt. You don't want it on your credit report. That's probably the best time to try and negotiate and pay it before it's placed on your credit. But once it is placed on your credit, and let's say, you're trying to buy a house or you're trying to, get something, you're trying to get a loan with a better interest rate, you pull a copy of your credit report, you see obviously you have an account that you actually owe, you know that it is your account, you've done your due diligence with regards to the account, then sending a blind pay to delete letter never hurts, right? So you send them a blind pay to delete letter to the collection agency. A lot of times they'll get that letter. They'll look at the information, look at what it is that you're stating that you want to do, especially if you're going to pay the balance in full. They'll send some correspondence or either have somebody contact you from the debt collection agency and say, hey, we will honor and we will do this pay to delete depending on you paying your balance off or whatever the circumstance is with regards to what you guys negotiate. Sometimes you may send it, they may send you something in writing back saying, yes, send the payment. As long as you make the payment, we will pay to delete it. And then you send the correspondence with the money. I always recommend before sending anything that you contact them and make sure you get something in writing. The last thing you want to do is be thinking that you got to pay to delete, or you get a debt collector on the phone and they're saying, yeah, we'll accept the pay to delete. You don't get nothing in writing. You actually pay the account and then they don't delete it off your credit report. And so now it's showing as a zero balance on your credit report or a settled account on your credit report. And it becomes very hard to get it off of your credit report. So make sure before you decide to pay that you get it in writing, so that way, let's say you get it in writing, you obviously took care of the account, you took care of the obligation like the letter stated, and then they update it with a zero balance. That letter that you have is your ticket to actually send it to the credit bureaus and let them know that this account was supposed to be removed from your credit report, and they will honor that and should remove that account from your credit report. So a pay to delete letter is a great letter if it's used in the right order and the right status. Down below, I have a free pay to delete letter for you. If you want a copy of the one that I send out, to each and every debt collection agency. I have one down below. All you have to do is plug in your information with regards to that, and hopefully that can help you out. It's a lot better to pay an account off and have it removed as if it was never there than obviously paying it off and it being updated with a zero balance or showing that the account was settled. Now, if you have any questions about debt or credit, put them down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. And as I always state, you be great.